Hello, my name is KD, and I am here to present to you my portfolio, my interests and careers in animation and art as a job source, and my pitch bible for my own original storyboard and animation idea that I have created. Some of my biggest skill qualities I personally think I have is that I am very good at drawing anthro characters, and I have gotten better at it. And I like to draw my own character. He is a dragon wolf hybrid, and I have been trying to get better at draw anthropomorphic characters. I think I have a unique perspective on storytelling, and I think that I could bring my own personal thoughts and creations, and it would be interesting. Some jobs that I think I would be interested is being a tattoo artist. If I could ever figure out how to stop shaking so badly, I have an issue with that. I could become a freelance commissioner, and I could do commissions as a side gig for some extra income when I feel like that my skill set has gotten enough that people would want to pay for my job, which I think it's getting there. I'm definitely trying to do more character studies and stuff. And I would enjoy trying to become an animator. Ever since I was little, I always wanted to do animation, but I don't think my skill set is there enough. I would rather do 2D than 3D, but 3D seems to be where my skill set is at the moment. I'll have to figure out and try harder on how to figure out how to get my animation to where I would want it to be. Some businesses and some jobs that I would think that my skills would come very much in handy at would be, like I said, doing freelance commissions, and people could commission me to draw their characters, and I could make people really happy doing that, and I would very much so enjoy that. I have also been thinking about becoming a fashion designer. I am trying to get better at drawing humans' bodies and trying to come up with my own clothes. As we can see, we go to the visual and animation section of this portfolio, and this first image that we see here is my sketches. We see like a terrifying angry face. I didn't use a reference for this photo, so it's kind of wonky. I was just trying to put something that I saw in my brain into this drawing. And it might be, like I said, a little wonky, but I do kind of enjoy it. And I did use a reference for this other photo that we see here, this other drawing, this little goat boy. I wanted to make him lanky. I wanted to just make him cool. I found the image on Pinterest. I wanted him to seem like almost like a ceramic doll in a sense. And here we can see like a working side profile of his face. I am trying to get better at doing side profiles of humans' faces. Here we go to at least 2 figure drawings. These figure drawings that we see here is a little tiny anthropomorphic dog. Both of these I used references from Pinterest once again, and I found this photo of this pretty cute girl, and I used it for this. I gave her a little tiny like skirt, almost like Jetsons vibe here, with some go-go boots. And here we see like a waitress. Like I was trying to make like a 50s waitress, and then a tray would be in her hand, and I found this photo, and they do need tweaking, but I am pretty proud of these sketches. I feel like my skill set's gotten a lot better, but these were the figure drawings that I figured I would put onto this portfolio. At least 2 motion drawings. Now here we see is I do digital drawings the most in my work. So here we see my character, like I said, his name is Hugo, and he is a dragon wolf character. And you see I made this at the beginning of 2020, so about a year ago, and I chose this photo because of the motions. I need to work better on my hands, of course, but this is supposed to be my character jumping into the air full of excitement saying happy 2020. Well, we see how 2020 happened, but I was pretty proud of this drawing when it happened. Now, the second drawing we see in this section is supposed to be sort of a self-portrait of me, and I wanted to give myself extreme excitement. I'm happy, I'm like full of happiness, basically. I wanted to give it, like, if you've ever watched My Little Pony, the character Pinkie Pie is very excited. I wanted to show it kind of like a bubbly personality. I used very pastel colors. I gave myself some fun overalls, and you can see the interior skeleton of it. I like to do that in my art, be able to see the sketch within the art. Right here in the next section of at least one 2D or 3D image. I mainly draw in 2D, so that is what we are going to see here. This first one is kind of like an elven prince. I was trying to go for ethereal, galactic. He's very handsome. He's got a little mustache. I wanted him to be very whimsical. I gave him blue skin with purple highlights to be like blush. Gave him a whole bunch of eyes and an eye in the middle of his head. His eyes are red, and he's got a whole bunch of fancy golden jewelry on. This second image we see here is a mushroom with a whole bunch of eyes. You can see that I like to draw eyes here. I wanted to give this drawing kind of like a tapestry vibe, like those ones you see in hippie stores, those trippy tapestries. Here I did a landscape with mountains and the moon is behind, and we see Saturn right here, or like a planet like Saturn, clouds, and we really see how big these creatures in this mushroom is, given the fact that they got little tiny mushrooms and rocks sprawled all throughout. And this third image we see here, I actually did use a reference for this, and it was actually a reference of David Bowie's face here. It might not look like him, but I just wanted to get that those proportions right, and I very much so enjoy his face. And here we see is a kind of punk guy. He's got Liberty spikes, and we see this is kind of like a drawing on addiction. He is spiraling through this technicolored spiral into the abyss with pills and bottles all around him. I also gave him a blue skin. As you can see, I like doing different skin tones. This fourth image in this section that we see here is a portrait I did of my partner, who does makeup himself, and I drew him. I wanted this drawing to have a very Andy Warhol type vibe. See, it's got different patterns, it's geometric, it's got flowers around it, and if you can see very closely, there is dots throughout, kind of like a comic book, and yeah, I used a reference of my partner. Like I said, I am very proud of this drawing. This is at least one storyboard. The storyboard that we see here is the storyboard that I have used for my pitch Bible, which I will explain once I get done with this one. This is the story of Ezra, who is a little tiny ghost, and he has called us, the audience, who is supposed to be its own character. So the camera follows around. The camera is in the perspective of us, the audience. So we are kind of like ghost hunters, and we show up to this place, and we open the door, and we're greeted by a ghost. And it's kind of like irony because he doesn't know really he's a ghost himself, and he lives in this giant mansion, and he never goes to the upstairs level because there's sounds and he's scared of it and he thinks there's a ghost there. So he calls us to come help him with that, and he treats us to food, and we go and we learn a little bit more about Ezra. We learn his character, and we meet this other ghost, Emerson, that we have learned that Ezra has locked him upstairs, and they get to talking, and they see that they have more in common, and the house turns into a house of both of them at the end. This link right here for the one animation sequence is my rotoscope animation. I'm very proud of it. It is a walking cycle animation. It is the first ever that I have tried, and I am quite proud of it. Now let's go on to my pitch Bible for A House is Always Big Enough for Two. This story is intended for children, but of course all audiences can enjoy it. It does tackle the macabre, not in a very explicit way. We don't delve into death into the story, but we do have ghosts and ghouls and more scary topics at play here. It is fun, it's whimsical, so it's not terrifying, of course. Here is the storyboard that I had just showed you, and here you can see that I have drawn some of my characters, and let me go through them with you. So like I said, the audience is supposed to be a character in and of itself, and we are who Ezra invites inside to help with the mysterious sounds that is in this old, worn-down, decrepit house. And even though he is a ghost, he's uncertain of them. He doesn't really think he's a ghost. He's very wary, panicky, paranoid of the noises that are coming upstairs. Like I said, Ezra's the first ghost that we meet, and he's outgoing, he's friendly, but he's also paranoid of the unknown, which is why he's so terrified to go upstairs. He's boarded up the upstairs, he never wants to go up there, and he called us to help. And he always sticks to a few rooms because he is scared, like I said. Emerson is the last character that we're introduced to, and they are the ghosts that Ezra locked into the upstairs. And Emerson's a very clumsy ghost, which is why you hear them making so many noises upstairs. They're frightened and shy, and they have a soft nature to them, almost like a childlike personality. They have a blush all over their face, and they have one singular little hair. As we see here, I have given you some drawings on my characters here. Here we see Ezra. Here's the front view. He's got a little top hat. He's got freckles. And here we see is how the hands would work on the ghosts themselves. They are floating, and they are not really like extremely far away, but this is a very cartoony subject, so they are free from the ghost's body, giving them mobility, and they can disappear. Here's the back view of Ezra, and here's a side view of Ezra. This is Emerson, like we see here. They have a little tiny curl. They have more rounded eyebrows than Ezra. their hands also float, obviously, and like I said, they do have blushing to convey the childlike, soft, frightened, shy nature to them. I really hope that you enjoyed this presentation of both of my portfolio and storyboard pitch Bible. Thank you so much for watching this, and I hope you have a magnificent rest of your day. Thank you so much.